Warri South Local Government Area is among the 25 local government areas in Delta State, Nigeria, with headquarters in Warri. It is regarded as the economic nerve center of the state and also the major gateway to the sea. The council area is governed and administered from the Warri South Local Government Main and Sub-Secretariats situated on the busy Warri-Sapele Road, Warri. As of 2018, more than 10 persons have been elected or appointed chairman of Warri South Local Government Area, which was carved out from the defunct Warri Local Government Area in 1991. These individuals have left their footprints in the administration of the area, with the People's Democratic Party (PDP) producing the chairman of the local authority since the advent of the Fourth Republic in 1999. However, there came a time the party and the people of Warri South yearned for a paradigm shift in the quality, competence and capacity of the person who should henceforth be in the saddle as chairman to govern the area. The searchlight at this stage of the political history of the council area beamed on one of the finest young men from the area, who was just 37 years of age, but had demonstrated strong character and will, made tremendous incursions into the politics of Delta State, as well as equipped himself intellectually to be reckoned with for any leadership role. This young man, who is versatile and pragmatic, is Dr. Michael Tidi, a PhD holder in oil and gas economics from Nigeria's premier university of Ibadan. He was the person the PDP looked up to in their yearnings and aspirations for a change in the narrative on the governance of Warri South local government ahead of the conduct of the 2017 local government elections for the 25 council areas in the state. The resolve of the leadership and members of the PDP in Warri South on the choice of Dr. Michael Tidi to fly the flag of the party for election was greatly made manifest when Dr. Michael Tidi became the only person to purchase the party's nomination and expression of interest form for the chairmanship position for the election. While formally declaring his intention for the position of chairman for Warri South Council area to a large gathering of PDP faithful at their party's secretariat on a CC Road, Warri, Dr. Tidi said his desire is to render service to the people. He noted that with new thinking, things can be done better and differently in the administration of the council under his watch. He also sued for the support of all to succeed if he emerges as the elected chairman in the election.
Of the truth, times are challenging, but I can tell you, with new thinking, things can be done better. Things can be done differently. I'm a man of ideas. You all can bear testimony of that. I believe with your support, we can rebuild Warri. We can rebuild Warri South. We can take Warri to the past glory. Here, everyone from all divides are seen as one. Regardless of tribes, we see ourselves proud to now as true Warri. That is the Warri I represent. That is the Warri I want to serve.
With Dr. Michael Tidi being the only person that picked the form for the chairmanship position for Warri South local government going into the 2017 local government election, the delegates to the party primaries did what they referred to as an affirmation of Tidi for the position. This, according to the deputy chairman of the PDP in Delta State, Mr. Ada Val Arenka Esquire, is in consonance with the PDP being a party that is governed by well-laid-down constitution and other regulations. Other PDP stalwarts in the area, which include Omimi Esquire, Comrade Hope George, Victor Agbate Yiniro, and Tidi's predecessor, Mr. Mofe Edema, also known as MOG, all acknowledged that the emergence of Tidi as their party's flag bearer was a unifying factor that would translate into a landslide victory for the PDP in the 2017 local government election. True to tell, in the election, the people of Warri South overwhelmingly voted Dr. Michael Tidi to emerge as the 15th chairman of the local government council.
You see, PDP is a very large family. When we start the process, we go into discussion. We disagree, we agree, but we always come out as one, and that's what has happened.
Mine was peaceful. This is peaceful. Warri South is a peaceful local government. We always have peace. I'm happy for the young man. It should be focused and hold God first. We need to various discussion, and we all agree that the young man, Michael Tidi, should be our candidate. So there's no contention about it. And we're here today for the affirmative Congress to affirm that position to the larger world.
He's a young, brown boy, and I feel with his age. At the age of 37, he can do very well. We have passed through this road before, and I knew the acrimonies and division that follows it. But this one happens to be a unifying factor. This young man is unifying every divide.
It is the beginning of new dawn. What has transpired here will go a long way to tell the people of Delta State that PDP is still in control of Delta State.
After his inauguration, alongside other elected council chairmen by the Delta State Governor, Senator Dr. Arthur Ifeanyi at the Unity Hall of Government House, Asaba, Dr. Michael Tidi did not waste time to assume duty with his vice chairman, Mrs. Anne Divine Inyovosa, devoid of the usual political fanfare that characterized the first day of assuming office of a chairman of the council. Tidi and his team were warmly received by the then head of personnel management of Warri South Council, Mrs. Remi Omashuli, and other top officials of the council. He told newsmen shortly after assuming office that he was in a hurry to bring his vision and mission to the running of the council, hence the omission of the usual elaborate assumption duty ceremony. Dr. Tidi returned all the glory to God for his victory in all the polls and to the people for trusting and believing in him to usher new changes to the administration of the council for the overall peace and development of Warri South local government area.
My immense gratitude goes to the electorate for the mandates, the overwhelming support, the overwhelming vote they gave to my person, my party, as well as my vice who ran the same ticket with me. So I'm grateful to them, and definitely it's for me now to pay back the goodwill that they've given to me. And by the grace of God, I will not disappoint them.
In settling for governance, Dr. Michael Tidi outlined 6 top development agenda, which are peace and security, socio-economic development, environmental sanitation, primary healthcare delivery, agriculture and infrastructural development, and capacity building, all with a view to engaging the community leaders, youths and women, as well as building a robust working relationship with the revered traditional rulers in the council area. On peace and security required for the realization of any meaningful development, the Dr. Michael Tidi-led administration of Warri South Local Government Council has, to a large extent, achieved relative peace in the council area. This he has been able to achieve through consistent security meetings and other security engagements with security chiefs in the Warri area. As at when Dr. Tidi came on board as chairman of Warri South Council, the challenge of functional vehicles was an issue confronting the police in the effective discharge of their duties in the area. Considering the paucity of funds that the council was also faced with, the administration of Dr. Michael Tidi opted to refurbish the Toyota Hilux used for security patrol by the Nigeria Police A Division Warri. For the B Divisional Headquarters of the Nigeria Police in the council area, the Tidi administration came to their rescue by procuring an engine for their vehicle. In the case of a team of the Nigerian Army manning the Alele beat, which was put in place during the infamous Warri crisis, the Tidi administration procured an engine for their Toyota Hilux van that was in bad shape. Men of the vigilante groups operating in the Warri South Council area are also not left out in the robust security engagements by the Tidi administration, as they are being paid monthly stipends, all with a view to boosting their operations. With these financial and logistic supports coupled with constant information sharing, the Tidi administration has been able to take proactive steps to curb to the barest minimum the activities of hoodlums and other criminal elements in Warri South local government area.
So thus far, I can tell you that the relationship has been quite helpful, and the anti-court agency, also the anti-court outfits, as we speak, we are just a call away from each other. So whenever there is need for us to share intelligence, of course we do. To share intelligence, or with a view to, arrest anything that will lead to bring out law and order in the locality.
With the security and peace of Warri South being vigorously pursued and given the desired attention, the stage was then set for the Dr. Michael Tidi administration to roll out its socio-economic development blueprints for the people. This, incidentally, is an area Dr. Tidi has a comparative advantage based on his modest experience in the area of economics. In achieving this objective, Dr. Tidi first embarked on visits to some of the investors in the council to further rekindle their confidence on their investments in the area. One of such visits was that to the management of Matrix Energy Group Tank Farm at Ubeji, Ifiakboro communities, where Dr. Tidi promised to deal with the issue of pockets of youth restiveness raised by the company. He commended the company for diligent execution of its corporate social responsibility CRS to the host communities. During the visit, Tidi sought the company's collaboration in the sanitation efforts of his administration and requested the company to take necessary steps to deal with the indiscriminate parking of some of their petroleum tankers, considering the dangers they pose to both the road users and the host communities. Done with visits to some investors in Warri South Council area, Dr. Michael Tidi initiated an idea aimed at growing the economy of Warri through the revival of the maritime and other businesses. This he did by pushing the Warri South local governments, where he is the chairman, to collaborate with the Warri Economic Summit Group to organize the first and second Warri Economic Summits. The fallouts of the summits have no doubt led to the rapid increase in commercial activities in the locality. The governor of Delta State, Senator Dr. Arthur Ifanyokoa, who was the special guest of honor at the first summit, described the initiative as timely, as it is important to the economic realities of both Delta State and Nigeria in general.
Those opportunities that made Warri an economic now center are still there. The crisis that rattled the city and frightened investors ended long ago. It has receded into history. I think all of us believe so, and we work towards it, giving way to a very genuine, nice, peaceful, and quiet city. This is a city you can decide to drive through anytime, any day, and every day, without looking over your shoulders. Many times, we give a bad name to Warri. There is no city all over the world that is totally peaceful and crisis-free. But unfortunately, we tend to make our cities and ourselves look worse than we are. And I believe that many things that happen around Delta and many states, they're also happening in Lagos. But we tend most times to bring out the very negative side of ourselves. It is time for us to begin to talk positively about ourselves and our city.
In furtherance of the socio-economic development agenda of the Tidi administration, Warri South local governments took over and renovated the Ugbangwe market, which was built by the Delta State Oil Producing Areas Development Commission DESOPADEC that was in bad shape because for some years the structures were not put into use.
Today, if you go to Gwangwe market, you see that there's beehive activities there. We didn't just stop there. We thought of our mothers and sisters who were trading on those perishable items. So we said, no, we can't just displace them. If we must encourage commerce in the land, we must also look for a way to accommodate their wares. And that was what informed our decision to build additional open stores behind the 120 stores that we have today. So you go there, it's verifiable, the women are happy, economic activities are in top gear.
Accelerated economic activities are also being experienced in the Warri main market and other markets across the Warri South Council area as a result of the constant awareness campaigns of the Warri Economic Summit. Another big beneficiary of the summit is SAFA, which prior to the summits was just in Lagos, despite the fact that part of the Niger Port Authority in Warri was concessioned to them. The Tidi administration, as part of measures to promote skills acquisition, is aiming to have a palm oil plantation in one of the communities in Warri South. In all, through the Warri Economic Summit, the Dr. Michael Tidi administration was able to change the negative mindsets that most investors have, due largely to the infamous Warri crisis.
So the list is on and on, but in terms of perception, I can tell you that we are able, through these means, this economic summit that we had, we are able to send a strong message across, to would-be investors that Warri is actually safe for investment. That wrong narrative about Warri being a volatile city that is not conducive for investment, that when investors move in, they don't have quick return for their investment. We're able to disabuse, or we've been able to disabuse the mind of those who would be investors to a considerable level.
In the area of environmental sanitation, the Tidi administration, in building on the achievements of his predecessor, Mr. Mofe Edema, by ensuring that daily environmental sanitation is observed in Warri South local government area, rather than waiting for the state environmental sanitation, which takes place every month. In addition, his administration has sustained the sensitization of residents of the area on the need for them to patronize private sector participants, PSPs, involved in waste collection and disposal in the area. To this end, the Tidi administration has ensured that trucks and other equipment owned by the Warri South Council are functional. Even the council secretariat have also been given a facelift by the Tidi administration to guarantee conducive work environments for staff and visitors to the council. As an administration that believes in bottom-to-top approach in the governance of the people, he has embarked on the reactivation and renovation of 21 water borehole projects across the 19 DCEC wards in Warri South. Health, they say, is wealth. It is for this reason that the Dr. Michael Tidi administration has ensured that matters of primary healthcare delivery in the locality are dispensed with effectively and efficiently. The Warri South Council, under his watch as chairman, carries out regular stocking of the existing 14 health centers in the area with drugs and other health consumables. Through private partnership arrangements, the council has been able to upgrade 2 health centers and single-handedly renovated the health center at Ekredo Robo community.
I must say with all modesty that my people should please give me another opportunity to, of course, build on the modest achievements of this administration. If you look at our vision, our mission, our manifesto, you'll see that there are arrays of things that needs to be done. But we've not been able to do much because of several factors. I believe giving additional years, we should be able to take or push forward those modest achievements of ours. So with all modesty, I want to say that I truly deserve the second term, because as a man who has his eyes on details and excellence, we've been able to give governance a facelift at the grassroots level. Today, we've made local government administration to be attractive to not just the old people, but the younger people who I believe are energetic enough with fresh ideas to inject in the commanding heights of the political spectrum. So with all modesty, I repeat, I deserve a second term, all to build on our modest achievement.
With all that Dr. Michael Tidi has been able to achieve in just 3 years, what is the impression of the legislative arm of Warri South local government under the leadership of Honorable Kingsley Idafia-Jibre? For Honorable Idafia-Jibre, the relationship between the legislative arm and the executive arm led by Dr. Michael Tidi has been very robust and cordial. He described Dr. Tidi as a very proactive young man who has performed better in project execution and therefore scored him an excellent mark of 98%.
I will tell you in terms of project execution, Dr. Tidi is somebody that is very proactive, we shall say, without missing word, very proactive. And there is this project execution we have executed around the 19 wards. Even if I think it's just one, we're having non-completion, but so far so good. The whole of the Warri South wards in terms of project execution, I've enjoyed better project execution, so far so good.
For their part, the head of personnel management for Warri South local government, Dr. Mrs. Minnie Brude, and the secretary to the local government, Mr. Joseph Oribioye, one of the top priorities of Dr. Michael Tidi is ensuring good working relationship with the entire staff of the council, and he does not joke about their welfare. Dr. Egrude and Mr. Oribioye described Dr. Tidi as a very responsive, proactive, pragmatic and intelligent young man with a deep sense of passion and capacity to ensure that the administration of the council continues to run smoothly.
He's very responsive to the demands of the workers. He's very passionate and personal when it comes to the activities of the workers. He has, so far, if I'm to rate him, is 95% in responsiveness to workers' demands. The man is very intelligent, pragmatic, and down to earth. Because of that, everyone sees him as a friend. He does not act like a boss. He brings himself so low to the workers. In fact, when he comes to work, you will think he's one of the administrative officers because of the way he relates to the workers.
He came prepared for the job. As the chairman of the council, he has taken the level of governance to the next level because he is focused, he's goal-driven, and he has things set out. He has his policies set out for us. You see, he is one leader or chairman of the council that knows his onions.
What about the people who gave their mandate in trust 3 years ago to Dr. Michael Tidi to stir the ship of Warri South local government? For many of them, Dr. Tidi has lived up to expectation and surpassed their imaginations. They likened Dr. Tidi to a perfect example of the modern-day clamor of not too young to rule in the politics of Nigeria. Dr. Michael Tidi, as an academic, today has to his credit a published book which was launched on Thursday, December 3, 2020, with the title Resource Dependence, Violent Conflicts and Economic Development in the Niger Delta region. As a man who believes he still has more to offer the people in the governance of Warri South local government area, Dr. Michael Tidi looks forward to another term in office. With an impactful first tenure, he remains very poised to give his very best to the administration of the local council authority for sustained development of the area. As it is commonly said, when the music is sweet, you play it twice. It is now left for the PDP as a party on one side and the people of Warri South on the other side to put the overall benefits of having Dr. Michael Tidi for the second time as chairman of Warri South Council above their individual interest.